Hi there, my name is Wayne Hedlund with Wayne Hedlund Consulting. In this short video, I'm going to show you a really cool tip or trick that you can engage in Asana to help get rid of some of the clutter that you might find either in your My Tasks or in individual projects. In particular, we're talking about clutter that comes from having leftover or empty sections. Let me give you an example. So I'm going to pop into a demonstration project here. I'm going to go over to the list view, and you'll see in this project demonstration, I got some interesting, fun people on my team here working for and with me. But you'll notice that there's a lot of tasks that have been marked as complete. And of course, most of you, if you've been watching or using Asana for any period of time, you already know that the best practice is to jump over and create that filter that says incomplete tasks and to save the view. Now, that definitely cleans up my project, but it still creates, I still have a lot of clutter. I'm going to call this section clutter because you'll notice over here I've got all these sections happening where they're empty. And they're empty, of course, because, all of those tasks that were incomplete have been done. And so theoretically, if I had an ideal environment for my project, I don't need to see the information, the actions, these different sections that are sitting here. I don't really need or want to see them anymore. But now I have to look at them, and I'm still required to scroll down to try to figure out, hey, take me to the tasks that I really need to look at or see. So in this video, we're going to look at a trick that we can engage in order to really take care of that, to be able to process how that's going to work. So here's what we're going to do. It's very simple. It's very easy. But before you shut down this video, make sure you listen to the end. Just a few more minutes. I'm going to talk about how this can impact your My Tasks, in particular, really streamlining your My Tasks, but also a couple of warnings that if you don't take into account, it could create confusion for your team. All right, so first of all, we've already talked about this whole issue of taking care of the filter. Please do that. Don't forget to save the view. So what's the trick? It's really easy. It's going to take me 5 seconds at the most to do. So you can see that I'm grouped by sections over here. I can see all my sections. So I'm going to just click on the group tab right here. And right here, I can see I'm grouped by sections. But I'm going to click on this three-dot ellipsis and just say hide empty groups. Boom. Now I'm looking at just the things I need to see. Everything's clean and neat, and I'm so much happier. Now let me just go back and undo that, and let's just kind of see how this would look in real life. So I'm going to mark this as done or undone, and this is undone. And actually, we might as well mark this one as undone as well. So now let's jump back over to our filter, and let's set that group to show hide to only hide empty groups. Now my information gathering group, it's still here, this section, because I have one more task that needs to be done. Once I've done that task, that's going to go away. Schedule and conduct, same thing. And I think you get the idea. Now I'm keeping things clear and smooth and clean for me. Here's another example. Like we come over here to this company picnic and another demo environment that I have. And again, the planning stage is empty. I don't need to see that. So let's come over here and hide empty groups. Now everything is happy. Now let's talk about another option. Sometimes people like to group by due date. So what happens if I group by due date? Now Asana does this crazy thing where it says, hey, here is a whole bunch of tasks that may or may not be even included in your timeline, but let's go ahead and create sections for several months back. And of course, now this is even worse because my clutter has gotten worse. I got after August 25, et cetera, et cetera. The same thing applies. I'm going to come over here and say hide empty groups, and now I'm happy. I can see by section, I'm sorry, by due date, the due date sections that Asana generates for me. So how does this apply when we jump it over to our My Tasks view? So I'm logged in as my friend Fred Flintstone, and he has a number of tasks here that are associated with the work that he's flowing. And if you've watched some of my other videos, you'll know that there's a specific method by which we use this recently assigned. Recently assigned is meant to be emptied like a mailbox. And so I'm going to go ahead and say, hey, let's go ahead and empty this. This is going to go to due today because it's due today. This one's due within 3 days. I'm going to throw in my due within 3 days section before I throw this last one into the other section. But let's go ahead and take care of the same thing. I'm going to pop over to the group, do the three-dot ellipsis, and set hide empty groups. Now, I love this because I rarely want to look at recently assigned. I like recently assigned to go away when it's empty and to come back when people assign tasks to me. So now that I've set that settings, yay, all I have to do is move that into due next week. Recently assigned goes away. And even better, and incidentally, for me personally, my personal best practice is I keep due next week and due later. I keep these collapsed on a day-to-day basis to again reduce the clutter, reduce the overload and the information overload, and help me feel like I'm in a little bit more of a neater environment. That said, as my day progresses and I get things done, this is wonderful because when I actually get through my to-do list for today, not only am I going to have that feeling of completion, but when I mark that as done, the due today section literally disappears. And I'm able to go, wow, I'm so done today that I no longer have a due today section, right? All right, so let's talk about the two warnings that we do want to keep in mind. So the first warning is this: if you're working with other people on your team and they don't understand the principle of how sections can be hidden, there's a couple things that can happen. First of all, people can get frustrated. They're like, "How do I find that other section? I'm trying to find, the information gathering section, but it's disappeared, right? It's gone. How do I get it back? Because there are tasks in there I want to see." Of course, they can come over here and they can turn this off if they even know how to. But the simplest method most of the time is just going to be like, "Hey, let's turn off this filter." As long as we don't save the view, it's no brainer because if I browse away from there and then go back to it, it's just going to go back to what I had saved. In this particular case, I had not saved that view. So I jump off the filter. There we go. I can pop over here and go back, and it goes right back to the filter I want. But again, if I'm trying to find some of those tasks that were in the information gathering stage, I would just remove that filter for just a moment. So the first warning is make sure your people know how to find those sections once they've disappeared. The second one, and the one that I see happen that's a little bit more dangerous down the road, is let's say that one of your peeps are working that you're working with is like, "Hey, I need what happened to it? I thought we had a section in here called information gathering." And so here's what they might tempted to do. They might come in here and create a new section called information gathering and start putting tasks inside there, right? One, two, three, four, five. And now we've actually created even a bigger mess because those people didn't understand that that section already existed. Now we have duplicated that section and things are getting even more messy. So it's a great tool and a great opportunity to create some to reduce the clutter and create efficiency in how we view and operate. But you do need to make sure that you've got those two things in mind when you are using that great tool. Okay, so hopefully that will provide more value and strength to you and allow you to be more productive and efficient both individually and as a team. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fabulous day. Bye now.